KTAR Breaking News Alert.
This just into the KTAR newsroom. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis has been removed from the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump due to her alleged romantic relationship with prosecutor Nathan Wade. The decision was made by state appeals courts months after a Superior Court judge ruled in March that no conflict of interest existed that should force Willis off the case. Now the prosecuting attorney's counsel has to choose another prosecutor to take over. It could take longer if Willis appeals to the state Supreme Court. Again, Fani Willis has been removed from the Georgia election interference case against Donald Trump.
As you just heard in the breaking news, the appeals court in Georgia has disqualified DA Fani Willis from prosecuting the Trump case in Georgia because of her relationship with the top prosecutor in the case. After carefully considering the trial court's findings and its orders, we conclude that it erred by failing to disqualify DA Willis and her office, the court said. Willis had been under scrutiny over her relationship with a special prosecutor on the case, Nathan Wade. Trump and other co-defendants had requested to have Willis removed from the case. So what is interesting about this is, well, I just look at this and think, if it wasn't Trump as a defendant, this would have been a no-brainer for many reasons. And a lot of it has to do with the appearance of impropriety and what happens on appeal. This is what's frustrating sometimes to many people in the legal system. And for the people that want to see Donald Trump prosecuted, you're facing the same kind of frustrations other people feel. And this is where the courts go in and say, we don't want something happening on appeal. A lot of times in court cases, you'll see things go on and people wonder why this is happening and why are you doing it this way and why can't this piece of evidence go in and you should be able to do this. And a judge will say, because the defense is going to use this down the road as a means for an appeal and ask for a new trial. So let's do everything we can to not even have the appearance of impropriety. But who do you blame for this? There's only one person to blame, and that's her. Having a relation, this is an unprofessional way to behave. I would think most people would believe that. This is an unprofessional way to behave. And when it appears that it could compromise people's impartiality, especially when it comes to a massive court case with a defendant that is obviously this well known as the president-elect, what do they think is going to happen? So now, you know, I know that there are people out there that just don't like Donald Trump, but that's what we're supposed to do, is make sure everybody is kind of treated the same way. If we're supposed to presume innocence of everybody, then we're supposed to presume innocence of him. But it is fascinating that somehow we have turned into such an ends justify the means. Trump's not at fault here. Trump and his attorneys did exactly what they were supposed to do. Use every legal means necessary that you can to make sure you get the best outcome for your client. And when you have the DA having an intimate relationship with a special prosecutor, you mean to tell me that his lawyers would have been still doing their jobs had they not gone in and said, wait a minute, hang on, this shouldn't be happening this way? And so we're going to talk, as the morning goes on, we'll talk more about this. If you're unfamiliar with the case, it's been going on for quite a while. There was the denial of the relationship, and then there was the we had a relationship, but it's not going on any longer, and text exchanges. And so it's just, you can't blame the former president here. This is solely on her shoulders, a case of this magnitude. And for them to believe that they were going to be able to hide a relationship like this, it's just not the right way to behave.
Thanks for watching the Mike Broomhead Show. Catch up on Amazing Arizonans, a KTAR News podcast, and click the button in the middle to subscribe.